As we told you in yesterday's broadcast, U.S. groups say dozens of Christians were detained following a raid on a Protestant church in southwestern China. It's the latest example of the communist government cracking down on religion. One report says in the past few months, Beijing has taken down 2,000 crosses from houses of worship. Joining me now is Reggie Littlejohn, president of Women's Rights Without Frontier, an advocacy group fighting forced abortion and sex selection of girls in China. Reggie, welcome back to our broadcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Lauren.
We spend a lot of time talking about Christian persecution. You're focused on a slightly different issue, and that is gender selection and what can be done about it in China. Tell us about your program.
Well, we have something called our Save a Girl campaign, and what that is that even under the new two-child policy, second daughters are very much discriminated against to the extent that they are selectively aborted. And so because people want to have a boy. So if the first kid is a girl, they want that second one to be a boy. So there is gendercide, the sex-selective abortion of baby girls. And what we have is we have a unique network of field workers on the ground inside of China that is able to actually get to the doors of these women who are being pressured by their families to selectively abort their girls. And we can encourage them and ask them and say to them, girls are as good as boys, and give them a monthly stipend for a year that empowers them to go to their husbands and their mothers-in-law and say, look, I can't abandon this baby girl. She's a lucky girl. Look, she's already bringing money into the family.
That's actually a very smart idea, using the Chinese emphasis on economics to get to the life issue. You say widows, however, are the invisible victims of this one-child policy. How is your group helping them?
Well, as you say, they really are the invisible victims because the one-child policy has completely destroyed the family structure that used to be so supportive of the grandparents. Now, because the family has been decimated, there's no one to support these women, and they are committing suicide. So the suicide rate of seniors in China has skyrocketed 500% over the last 20 years.
Why would they commit suicide?
It's very sad. It has to do with having no one to support them, having no means. Their husbands have died. A lot of them have a big medical debt in connection with their husband's illness. Some of them are ill. Some of them have ill children. No one is supporting them. And in China, because the Chinese Communist Party is atheistic, they believe that the only value of a human being is what they can produce for society.
So these widows have nothing, allegedly, to give to society in terms of the economy.
Right. And so then they're considered to be totally worthless, and they internalize that. And there's a growing feeling in some areas of China that actually the best thing you can do for your family if you're in that situation is to kill yourself. It's almost becoming like a noble thing to do. It's totally horrible and backwards. And so we are countering that culture by going to the doors of these women and saying to them, you are a human being, you have infinite dignity, you have infinite value, and we want to help you and support you. And so what we do is we give them a monthly stipend. Again.
Right.
Right. And this is like the best thing that's ever happened to them. I mean, one of the women that we just started supporting this month, she's 92 years old, and she actually had her feet bound. This is something that's kind of mind-blowing. Foot binding in China existed even into the 20th century, the early years of the 20th century.
And so you're now helping her, we're going to have to wrap it up, but helping her to live with dignity. Thank you so much, Reggie Littlejohn, president of Women's Rights Without Frontiers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.